For as long as anyone could remember, the old oak tree beside St.
Oh, my
Mary's
goodness.
Church had stood like a silent guardian of the village. Its thick trunk was broader than a car, its branches twisting toward the sky like arms in prayer. But what truly drew attention was the strange bulge that had formed along one side of the tree. A hard, round swelling that seemed to grow bigger every year.
I'm so sorry, Father.
Father Gabriel, the priest of the church,
We have no
had
choice.
first noticed it 30 years ago when he arrived as a young clergyman. At the time, it looked no bigger than a football, and locals often joked that the tree was pregnant with secrets. Children would dare each other to touch it. But Father Gabriel always stopped them, saying gently, "Some things are better left in God's care." Decades passed. The tree grew, the bulge thickened, and moss crawled across its rough bark like old skin. But recently, during heavy
Oh, my
windstorms,
goodness.
the swelling began to split slightly, and the weight of it threatened the nearby fence and chapel wall. The church council grew worried. It could fall and crush someone, one member said. Reluctantly, Father Gabriel agreed that it was time to see what lay inside. On a bright morning, a team of tree
Our Father,
specialists
who art in
arrived with saws
hallowed
and
be thy
safety
name.
gear.
Thy kingdom
Villagers
come,
gathered
thy
along the
will be
fence,
done.
whispering nervously. Father Gabriel stood nearby, rosary in hand, his heart pounding for reasons he couldn't quite explain. The workers began cutting, the air filled with the deep growl of saws and the sharp scent of fresh wood. Inch by inch, they carved through the ancient trunk, until suddenly, a blade screeched and sparked. "Metal," one of the men muttered, stepping back. They switched to hand tools, carefully peeling away the wood. What emerged from the heart of the tree was something none of them could have imagined. The curved
Father,
edge of
who
a
art in
bronze
heaven,
bell,
hallowed be thy
its
name.
surface green
Thy
with
kingdom
age
come,
but still
thy will be
beautifully intact. Gasps rose from the crowd. Father Gabriel stepped forward, his breath catching in his throat. The design on the
I'm
bell
so
was
sorry,
unmistakable.
Father.
A cross surrounded by the Latin
We have no
words
choice.
Gloria Deo. He had seen that very description in the church's oldest records. It was the lost bell of St. Mary's, missing since 1893, the night lightning struck the tower and set the roof ablaze. According to the archives, the bell had vanished completely after the fire, leaving only melted fragments behind. How it ended up sealed inside a living oak tree was beyond imagination. The police were called, but no foul play was ever discovered. Some scientists speculated that the bell might have rolled into the roots after the storm, and over time the growing tree simply consumed it. But Father Gabriel had his own belief. He looked at the bell, resting inside the tree as if the oak
How
had
is
protected
this
it for over
possible?
a century, and whispered, perhaps God wanted his voice preserved, even when the tower fell silent. When antique collectors offered huge sums to buy it, Father Gabriel refused. The bell remained in the church garden, half embraced by the oak where it still glowed faintly in the evening light, a symbol of
How is
mystery,
this
faith,
possible?
and the quiet miracles that nature hides.